What's good, Buffs Nation? Once again, another W. So we need to look at some of the key takeaways from this game and what I feel like the Buffs need to do in order to win the Big 12. Some of the talking heads out there are now starting to give the props to Coach Prime, especially because the team is now 5-2. More wins than last year, which is the most important thing. We did our instant reaction, and so we did a little bit of a rewatch, watched through some key plays. Let's talk about it here on the Prime Time for College Football. This video is powered by our partners over at BetUS. Go check them out. They're hooking up the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 by using our promo code YouTube150. Okay, Buffs, look. This game went exactly as we expected. Colorado walked out there, exerted their dominance, and pushed Arizona around. I mean, when you go out there and you score on like 3 straight drives, I mean, what is Arizona going to do? How are they going to stop you when you're able to do that? You take a 21-point lead very quickly with some really good drives too, right? You went out there and you ate some clock and you just dominated them. And then whenever mistakes were made, the defense picked it up, right? That fumble by, on the bad snap that happened. And then the defense comes around a couple plays later, forces a fumble on Noah Fafita and get the ball right back. Levante Bentley, my apologies. You cannot beat that. Now, of course, we throw an interception right afterwards, but the defense continued to play on. Like, Arizona couldn't do anything. They just kept punting the ball over and over and over, or they would turn the ball over rather quickly. 2 fumbles. You get some interceptions. Everything worked perfectly. You get the interception by Colton Hood. This is the second one in a row, and he almost returned it for a touchdown again. It's just that blade of grass gets him every single time. But no, you saw him sprinting it. I thought he was gone. I was like, all right, you're gonna get this one, and then he got knocked down. So, but I was hoping that Hood would have gotten that pick 6. He was so close to it, but being up 28-7 at the half, man, that's one of those feelings of, yeah, we dominated you. And it wasn't that, it wasn't like flukish defensive plays that got you there. It was offensive drives. You get your first 3 drives, 5 plays, 9 plays, 11 plays. And then you close it out with a 7-play, 31-yard one after you force a punt. And that's how you end the half. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video. They are taking care of the gamer. They're hooking you up. 150% bonus on your first deposit of $2,000 by using our promo code YouTube150. And as I'll talk about it, we are in season. NFL, you even got basketball. So if you want to go in there and search like your local teams, you can do NBA, you can do NFL, football, college. They got all of it. And they're hooking you up. They're one of the best sites out there to be able to play some games. And they're taking care of you, the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit, up to $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. And then you'll get 125% on your second and third deposit. So go check them out. BetUS. They're also taking care of you with gambler's insurance. You'll get back 10% net losses twice a year. Nobody else is doing that in the industry, and they're hooking you up. So check them out. BetUS, 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000. Promo code YouTube150, BetUS, where the game begins. So we've got to get excited about this defense. The pass rush was on one. 7 sacks, 7 tackles for loss. The defense was stacked. Okunlola, 2 sacks in this game, and he was causing problems. I was going through PFF and looking at some of the grades, man. Something to be excited about. Like, you don't get this very often. The tackling was good. Everything was working to perfection on the road at Arizona. And Arizona's a formidable opponent. We saw what they looked like last year, even though last year was like a 3-point game. This season, Colorado went out there and just took it to them. Now, of course, new coach, some new personnel around the coaching staff as well as players. But for the most part, you got Ted McMillan as well as Noah Fafita. You would think they would keep that machine going. And in this game, it showed they had no match for what Colorado's putting together. And so I'm thinking that for the Buffs, the most important thing here is let Travis Hunter get healthy. Now, we talked about it in the instant reaction. Travis came out, looked like he may have re-aggravated that shoulder, and more so doing it as a precautionary thing because you're going to need him down the stretch. So after getting that one tackle, and he got like 2 receptions in the game, pulling him out was probably the smartest thing. And I actually applaud this staff for thinking, yeah, we probably want to make sure that he's prepared going forward. Because as I looked at ESPN's FPI, now Colorado is not in the top 25 yet, which is, a little disrespectful, but it's okay. The Buffs, all they are is roughly, they're favorites in every game for the rest of the season. The only game that they're not like more than a 60% on ESPN's FPI is on the road in Kansas. And they're like 51-49, which is kind of interesting with the way that Kansas has struggled this season. But I'm assuming the computers are believing it's 54-45. My apologies. But the computers believe that Jaden Daniels is going to figure it out by then. Kansas is 2-5. Now, their schedule, of course, when you start looking at the numbers here, I mean, they got 3 straight ranked games. And then hopefully by the time they play Colorado, it's another one. Kansas State, Iowa State, BYU, and then Colorado. There's a chance Colorado should be ranked by then. All they got to do is keep winning. All the team has to do is keep winning, and I think they're in Boulder. The way that y'all are showing up for these games shouldn't be a problem. But the next one, of course, is going to be the Cincinnati team coming to town. The Buffs have done well on the road. Only lost 1 game on the road. That was to Nebraska. Lost 1 game at home to Kansas State. But winning on the road, this team has shown some resilience. UCF and Arizona were 2 great examples. And Arizona's not awful. It's not very good. Buffs proved it. Now, Cincinnati coming to town. Cincinnati's not the worst. So we'll do a full preview later this week. But let's take a look at what Colorado needs to do to win this. So for Colorado to win the Big 12, let's talk about that. The Buffs are going to have to go out here. They're going to dominate the rest of these games, of course. But the good thing is this defense needs to keep playing. Defense is playing at a very high level. I think the thing that impressed me the most about this game is they only given up 245 yards of total offense. Gave up 100 yards rushing, which, combined, it's not bad, but it's only 138 yards passing to a team that's really good at passing. Noah Fafita is really good at getting the ball in the air, especially to Ted McMillan, and the Buffs stopped them, forcing 9 penalties. The consistency with that, and yes, the run game showing up to me was huge on top of what the defense did. We know Sheduer is going to put up his numbers. He got his 250, 2 touchdowns, unfortunately 2 picks, but the defense was able to make up for a lot of that. You can't beat that. And now, with Travis Hunter kind of banged up, the next man needs to step up. Colton Hood and the rest of those, that DB room has done that. We just got to make sure that we don't have another Kansas State situation where you're beat on a deep route late in the game. You've got to be locked in. And in this game, it showed. It was locked in. You didn't get a lot of play from Travis Hunter, and that's basically where the plus came in. So to me, look at what the Buffs are doing, not only offensively, but defensively. The time of possession was close at 30-29, but only giving up 249 yards, 405, and 3 for 11 on third. Buffs defense, Rob Livingston is eating on the defensive side. And Coach Prime is showing that, you can bring, if you bring in the right transfers, the team will shine. And they're doing that. A lot of these transfers are showing out. Like I said, Okunlola getting those 2 sacks. Shout out to Pitt for sending them our way. Sending that way. BJ Green got him a sack. The pressure was there. And I think PFF gave 15 hits with 15 hurries, 3 hits, 7 sacks is what PFF gave his team grades for. 18 plays that forced the quarterback in pressure. That's huge. And a total of pressures at 25, including your sacks. This defense is going to be a problem going forward. Cincinnati has a solid defensive front, so the offensive line needs to step up. And guess what the offensive line did in this game? They stepped up. To me, the blocking was a heck of a lot better than normal. Let me pull this up real quick. I want to talk about just how good as far as the hurries and stuff go. 3 hurries, 1 sack. Giving up in that capacity. And the one thing that we've heard about the Buffs is they give up sacks. I mean, Sheduer is one of the tops at 24 sacks this season, but only giving up 1 sack to Arizona. That's huge for what this team's trying to do. So let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. Let me know your thought. Can the Buffs close out and win the Big 12? You think that they can do it? I think they can, but I want to hear from you all. Thank y'all for pulling up. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video. They're hooking up the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit of $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. Check out, one of our latest videos here, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any more of the content. We'll chop it up soon.